My name is Delmar Givan, and I'm very proud to say that I'm one of the original members of the Boys Club. We had a number of people who were able to sign up before the Boys Club was even built, and in 1961 we walked through the doors and walked into a tremendous experience in the life of every veterans there. It was a great facility. They had great activities. You learned a lot of things. And it was not just the facility in itself, but it was the staff that was there originally there that really attracted a lot of people there. I think if you surveyed a lot of the Boys Club members who started at that time, they'll tell you it wouldn't matter whether the Boys Club was in a barn or not. If they would have had the same staff, we certainly would have went every day. They treated us with respect. They nurtured us greatly. They let us grow in safety, and they cared about us when we weren't there. A lot of our friends are still together from that time, and we carry a lot of memories with us, and we hope that the Boys and Girls Clubs of the day are nurturing that same kind of experience for the kids who are going here right now.
One of the original Boys Club members. Really hard to start at any point exactly what the club meant to me. One of the reasons I went to the club was my mom was the first membership secretary, so I really didn't have a choice. So I'm actually glad it worked out that way, because as I look back on the years now, that was probably the most positive influence that I have. Probably a lot of the members that you're going to talk to are going to talk about their experiences and the friends they made. And we've got people, I probably have 8, 9, or 10 friends for 50 years. There's not too many people that can actually say that. A lot of great athletes came from the Boys Club. Many different experiences, sports, and the thing was you could do everything for $1 a year. Now, admittedly, it was a long time ago, but think about it. You could go swim, you went to camp, you went to basketball, you went to games-a-rama, you got fed for $1 a year, so you really couldn't beat that. And I think one of the other things about the people that, a lot of people in the community hated the Boys Club members. They called us, made fun of us, probably because they were jealous because they actually weren't a part of the Boys Club. But if you look around and look at the Boys Club members who were there then and look at what they're doing now, you'll see a list of accomplishments that you won't find now. One of the other things that was good too, the youth lack now, is no matter how good an athlete you were, we used to have a games-a-rama where you competed. If you didn't know how to swim, you didn't go. And I think that's one of the many things that a lot of kids miss nowadays, because if you don't start learning how to swim at a young age, you get the fear of the water. I said there were just so many activities, from arts and crafts to, we didn't have computers back then, but people wanted to be in the Boys Club. And a lot of people may talk about at 6 o'clock, there used to be a 6 o'clock check. They will actually check your ID to make sure you actually belong there, and people would actually climb the fence to try to get in to be a part of that. So it's just a lot of lifelong experiences and friends that you really can't put into words. A great place. It's a little different now with Boys and Girls Clubs, but there were a lot of positive role models for us as young black males that really helped mold us into the men we become now. So that's really about all I have to say. Just a great experience, a great place, lots of memories, and great friends that were made for a lifetime. The one and only NOBC.
I'm Douglas Woods. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I joined the Boys Club in 1969. I started school at Long School on 26th and Franklin, something like that. And then we went to Conestoga. After school, we were walking home from school, and my buddies is going this way. Well, why are you going this way? Because the Boys Club's over there. So I went with Robert Vassar, and I joined the Boys Club. He was already a member. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. It teaches you socialization skills, teamwork, how to fight, how to stand up, and you had real male role models at the Boys Club, plus Miss Banks. The Boys Club is why I wear glasses to today. They had to take a physical at the time. He said, read the chart. I said, what chart? And then I had to be fitted for glasses because of the Gene Epley North Omaha Boys Club. And at this point, we're like brothers. We're so glad. You see them on the street. You see members on the street. You're so glad to see each other. Ain't nothing changed. You still love each other and still have the camaraderie. I'm a real proponent of the North Omaha Boys and Girls Club. It has changed and helped my life. Thank you.
Hey, how you guys doing? I am an alumni of the Boys Club. Of course, been born in 1965 and going through the Boys Club during the 70s. Of course, actually it was the foundation of my life. Met great friends, still have those friends for over 40 some years. You know, the Boys Club is the pinnacle of learning how to be a man. We had real men at the Boys Club that, you know, taught us many skills from swimming, basketball, but also how to treat each other. And so we appreciate the Boys Club. I'm proud to be an alumni. My name is William King. I'm currently on a radio station, and I attribute that to the good decisions and the great men that guided me as a young boy growing up here in Omaha. We're the boss now because of those courageous men that took the time to make sure that we did the right thing, that we learned, and that we cultivated our talents. And so I'm very proud to be an alumni of the Omaha Boys Club. Of course, that's why we boss in our destiny. Make sure you, I gotta do my own ad, yes. Make sure you go online, 95.7 The Boss.
North Omaha Boys Club. It's just not the Boys Club. This is the tradition. This is the family. Some of the relationships that you get through the Boys Club have lasted 45, 50 years. You know, from coming down swimming, athletics, to life skills, to schooling. We all learn that from the Boys Club, and it's made all of us into better men. You know, once you look back on it, there ain't no running back. The Boys Club is where we all came up from, and we all going to never forget it.
Great gentlemen like these two gentlemen and people who they have described who was our predecessors back in these times, you know, like you said, Al Lowe, you know, Mr. Wright, and these people here. Because the Boys Club was a home after home for me, too, you know, great lunches, just great people to be around with. I played football for them in 1973 with a great guy named Terrence Mackey. I think everybody knows this guy right here because he's a good person and he's still working diligently at the Boys Club. We won the championship. We were that good, and we had the best coaches in the world, I believe. You know, so the Boys Club it meant a lot to me. I got 4 grandkids going here now, which is the Boys and Girls Club now, where they are learning, you know, different things. You know, how to become a man. They're in different programs. Right now, 2 of them are going to a camp, an engineering camp and things like this, you know, and the Boys Club gives you that type of opportunity to be able to participate in different activities like this. So I just want to say the Boys Club is a great place to join, a great place to be, and a great place to support. And we should support our Boys and Girls Club.
Amen. Amen. All right, my name is Galen Drake, Boys Club member from 1972 to 1982. The Boys Club meant the world to me. First of all, the men that became a part of my life, like Walter Henderson, Mr. Wright, Lonnie McIntosh, taught us things like teamwork, respect, fellowship, and the list goes on and on. And I was really blessed with being in the Boys Club because when we had summer jobs, they selected me to work at the Boys Club. So I got to get paid for somewhere I was going anyway. And, you know, it taught me how to compete. I remember I did not only make the basketball team. One time I didn't even make tryouts. But Boys Club, it's a big alumni. I'm talking about you see people every day that you don't even recognize, and the first thing they say is, Boys Club, before they even say your name. I'm talking about, it's just amazing how we still stick together, all of us in this room. We always come together, and no matter where we see each other at, we embrace each other with love and respect and talk about the old school. It's just nothing that I will never forget in my life. I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. I'll never forget it. Me, my brothers, it taught us a lot. And the discipline of this man, Mr. Hayes, taught us how to respect each other, fight, but let it go. But it's everything. And they had the best lunches in the world. Field trips. I'm talking about just the list goes on and on. Without the Boys Club, I think a lot of us wouldn't be where we are today. And I can definitely be a vouch for that because they taught me a lot about the work history. When I started working at the Boys Club, I didn't really know nothing about working, but taught me how to be on time, how to discipline kids younger than me. And then what really made me proud of myself was that the people under me in the group clubs we had, like the Jeff Pinkers and the Terry Thomases, how they looked up to me as a group club leader, and now they still look up to me as a leader. So that's what the Boys Club installed in me, and I really appreciate it.
My name is Walter Henderson. I joined the Boys Club when I was 7 years old, and today I'm retired. I had no idea the impact that Boys Club would have on me because I was just going there just to have fun, but I stuck with the club through all my grade school years, junior high years, and high school years. And after graduating from high school, I went to work for Boys Club. And I started as what they called back then a program that I was involved in called the Career Workers Program. And you had to learn every department and work every department in the Boys Club. And I started off as a physical education aide, in which I worked for Mr. Mack and L. Lowe. And through this program, Boys Club paid my college education. Not only did they pay for my bachelor's degree, they also paid for my master's. And working through the Career Workers Program, I got to learn every aspect of the Boys Club. And I got the opportunity to work as a director in each and every department. And my final position with the Boys Club was the unit director. And for me, that was a tall order because I was following individuals like Mr. Tom Davis and Fred Schott and Willie Bob Johnson and Ike Snell. Those guys were my mentors. And it was a tough road, but it paid off. And through that program and the education it afforded me, I was able to get a good job and retire from that job. And today, as I tell everybody, I'm working on a fixed income. So I definitely, as the guys in the background laugh, I've really had a blessed life, and I owe it all to the Boys Club. And I tell all the young people that I run across, get involved in Boys and Girls Club, which is what it is today. You can't go wrong.
Had a lot of good friends, still hold a lot of deep memories that we've all shared at the time we were all that joined the Boys Club. And it has made me a different individual. You know, it kind of directed my life, you know, what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, having respect for people, you know. And it's like I say, when we run into each other, you know, now we all have still have that bond and friendship that we had, you know, and it's really good about talking about old times and, you know, things of that nature. And like I said, it's really been a vital aspiration for me through my life, and I hope it continues to be for young kids today.
Hi, my name is Robert Brown, better known as the Iceman. I grew up in a single-parent household, and my mom was one of the boys' club moms. I mean, she allowed us to go to boys' club on a regular basis because being a single mom, she wanted us to be around men. And boys' club allowed us to be around a lot of men. Growing up in the 70s, men were men. You saw them go to work, you saw them come home, and then get back out and teach football, basketball, any sports. Also, we had women there that were our moms as well, that were teaching us that we needed to go get our grades, go to school. And so going to boys club every day allowed me to be around other gentlemen, other young men who inspired to do different things, whether it be football, basketball, music, whatever the genre. These young men could feel their talents. To this day, a lot of those young men are living their dream, had played professional basketball, are doing music all over the world, have traveled all over the world. So my North Omaha Boys Club experience was a great experience. To this day, those same gentlemen, this gentleman here that sits next to me is in the Hall of Fame, track, 1984 Olympian. So when you think about my North Omaha Boys Club, and Boys and Girls Club now, the people that have been a part of my life for over 40 years are still my friends. These are people that I still consider my friends. These are people I consider my brothers, my sisters. And so when I tell you about the North Omaha Boys Club and some of the mentors I had in my life, they're still a part of my life to this day. I truly would tell any parent to allow their child to join this great organization. It's the greatest organization. I even tell people to this day, it is the greatest fraternity, sorority that you could ever join. So when I say North Omaha Boys Club, Girls Club, truly moms and dads, please allow your child to go and meet and be a part of this great organization. I love it. It changed my life. I'm an entrepreneur. So I tell anybody, allow your child to be a part of a great organization. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Willie Vincent. I came to the Boys Club in 1976 from Buffalo, New York. Coming from Buffalo, New York, we had called the Police Athletic Club. There was no boys club out there at the time. So when I came here, living out west, coming from New York, we moved out west, I was trying to find out where my culture was at. And so my dad had some friends that said that the Boys Club was out there on 20th Street. So we traveled down from 120th to the Boys Club. When I got down there, it amazed me. Everybody treated me in like they was my brothers. And they always, for these last 35, 40 years, they always been my brothers. The Boys Club had taught me structure. They taught me understanding. Taught me business, because mostly everybody from the boys have got their own business or coaching or whatever have you. It taught you discipline, you know. I remember a lot of times when I got in trouble, my mom said I couldn't come down to the Boys Club, and I used to turn around and cry behind it. So when I got in trouble in the Boys Club, they used to kick you out, sit you outside for one day. I used to ride my bike from 120th to 20th Street. That's how bad I had and admired the Boys Club organization. Being in the organization of the Boys Club, I learned a lot of great guys. It kind of touched me in a way that, you know, when you find great guys, it's still family. We are family, you know. We see each other in the street no matter how old we are. We got guys here, we got generations from the 60s, 70s, the 80s. And when we see each other, we meet up, we still have brotherhood. We tell the kids all the time, and about how you do it is what you do with it. I really appreciate the Boys Club, how it had made me and make me grow. to be a better person, a father figure, a role model. Boys Club taught us how to be a role model, father figure. Plus, it teach you about the aggressiveness of sports, who you could be. Because at one time, I never thought that I could be a great runner, or a great football or basketball, whatever. Whatever you was good at, Boys Club had it for you. So what I can say to the young ones now, the parents, bring your kids to the Boys and Girls Club. It'll teach them structure. It'll teach them understanding. It'll teach them how to be friends with each other and love themselves. Because what I learned from the Boys and Girls Club, I have learned a lot from it. And I appreciate all the members, Mr. Mack, Mr. Davis, Big Allo, and all. My guys that are with me now, Robert Brown, Ice, Mr. Mack, Terrence Mackey. I could go on and on about the Boys Club. You know, everybody said, well, how fast where you get your running from? I got it from the Boys Club. I got my running from the Boys Club. I got it from Scotty Harris. I came to be number 1 in the state, not because of me, because of the Boys Club and my co-runners. So I owe it all to the Boys Club.
Former member, employee, and alumni, the Boys Club experience was probably the best experience of my life. Looking at the situations nowadays, we need, I want to incorporate the young ladies in this too right now, but my experience as a member growing up in the Boys Club was one of the most positive experiences I have. You look around the friendships, what I learned. There's a place called the Omaha Lounge who has musicians down there in Omaha, nice jazz club. Most of the musicians down there came through the Boys Club. The photography department. It's just so many different things about the Boys Club, the experiences I had that are going to be lifelong. And I hope that continues over the years.
Me and Parker be at it every day. Pooh, it's just good friends that we grew up around that keep us going day by day down here. And we need a lot of people to come down here to show these young men how we bond together as friends. And this is what they need to do. And this is one of my good friends that I be whooping on the pool table every day. So y'all need to come down and get this experience of how to play pool. I'm his teacher. Just joking. But no, this is a good friend. And this is one of the experience they taught us when we was coming to the Boys Club. Swimming, our teachers. We had great people that made us positive people in this society today. We are a role model. We trying to be a very good, positive role model to the young men at the Boys and Girls Club today. So I like for the alumni guys that came up when we came up to come down and join us in showing the young men today how to be men. Take it on, my friend.
First, I would like to refute all of that was just said in regards. I was my babysitter. But no, the Boys Club experience has been a great one. And I've got some of the same friends from when I first started that is still a part of my life now. I stated once before when I got ready to go to college, a little nervous, but I signed my letter of intent at the Boys Club to go to Howard University. And all my basic experience, learning the game of basketball, I really learned it at the Boys Club because there was high intensity, high aggression, high competition that went on there that kind of fueled a certain thing within us to make us each better at whatever we did. Played baseball at the Boys Club, ran track, learned how to swim there, learned most of my table games, but really I learned the first thing was about creating relationships and friendships with people, outstanding people, that has held on for my entire life. And I just think it's a marvelous, a magnificent place for young boys to become great young men. And if there's any other organization in town that can stand up or even be close to what they have done, I'd like to know where it is and when did they start, because the Boys Club is a legacy that lives on and on and on in our community.
Hey, my experiences at the North Omaha Boys Club were just outstanding. They taught you how to be a man. You to learn how to stand up for yourself. They taught you right and wrong, taught you how to swim. Just did a numerous number of things for you. We had great men like Mr. Davis, Mr. McIntosh, Mr. Wright, Mr. Hicks, Mr. Stallworth, just people there that took care of us. They showed us how to be men. They showed us how to be leaders. They wouldn't let us give less than 110%. We always had to give 110% because that's what we have to do as being black men today in our community. So that's why I work at the Boys and Girls Club now, to try to show the kids how to be men, show them what they need to do, show them how they need to be role models to people who look up to them. So like I said, if it wasn't for the Boys and Girls Club, I don't know where I would be.
Come on, run. Open up that way, open up that way.
Brandon Bryant from Omaha, Nebraska, right now with the New York Jets. Grew up out in the Boys and Girls Club, North Omaha Boys and Girls Club. Started playing sports there, ran track, played football, got help with my academics. Now it's just all about, out here trying to give back like the Boys and Girls Club did with me, with all these kids out here in North Omaha, trying to get back at the Mouse Paw second annual camp.
Robert Wesley, Boys and Girls Club alum. The Boys and Girls Club did for me growing up. It just gave me a positive place to be, away from all the temptations and things that, could have, took me down a whole different path. I was able to, to go in there, feel safe, feel secure. Definitely a place that, I got to hone my athletic ability at, whether that was track or football, basketball. Always a positive place, great staff.
Former member of the Boys Club down on 20th Street in North Omaha. And I have to say, the main thing that the Boys Club helped me do was develop as an athlete and become a stronger man. And I'm happy to say that that was the main place me and my best friend Philippe went to get away from my sisters.
Now, Paul. I've been going to the Boys and Girls Club, North Omaha Boys and Girls Club, since I was a little boy. It went back when it was Flanagan. The Boys and Girls Club pretty much raised me. That's where I found myself athletically. I was able to compete with some of the best athletes in Omaha at the time, and it just kind of helped develop me as a man.
Coming behind these great speakers here, they left me nothing to say because they have said it so eloquently. And that's what the Boys Club mean. It produces great gentlemen.